Okay, so you want your content to really take off, right? To actually perform better? Well, the secret? It's all about telling better stories. Today, we are going to break down exactly how to master that art and make everything you create absolutely unforgettable. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? To make something that does more than just get a quick view, something that actually sticks with people, Something they're thinking about long after they've scrolled past. And here's the best part. Storytelling isn't some kind of magic power you're either born with or you're not. Nope, it's a skill, it's a craft, and that means it's something you can absolutely learn and master. So we're going to break it down into just six core techniques. You can think of these as the fundamental building blocks for any powerful story you want to tell. Seriously, by the end of this, you're going to have a whole new toolkit, a new way of looking at how you write, how you script, and how you create. Let's get into it. All right, first up, the storytelling blueprint. We've got to start with the foundation, right? The high-level architecture of your story. This is all built on two super important principles. Okay, this first one might feel a little backwards, but trust me, it's so powerful. Before you write a single word of your script, you need to know exactly how it ends. What is that final memorable takeaway? What's the one thing you want people to walk away with? So here are a few ways to think about it. The last dab, like on Hot Ones, your final line should be that memorable, that potent. For looping videos, think of it as the 9-hitter in a baseball lineup. The end perfectly sets up the beginning all over again. Or, just channel your inner Christopher Nolan. There is no way he could have built something as complex as Inception or Tenet without knowing the mind-bending ending from day one. Okay, so once you know your ending, what about the middle? Well, the engine that drives any great story forward is what we call the dance. It's this constant rhythm, this push and pull. You provide some information, set a scene, and then boom, you introduce a problem. You give more context, and then boom, another conflict. It's this back and forth that keeps your audience totally glued to the screen. So how do you actually do that? Well, the creators of South Park, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, have this simple, brilliant rule. They said, what should happen between every beat is either the word therefore or but. If your script just says this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, you don't have a story. You have a list. And you can see the difference right here. The and then flow on the left, that's just a boring report. But the flow on the right, that's a story. But throws a wrench in the works. It introduces conflict. Therefore, shows the result. It creates consequence. That simple shift from and then to but and therefore is what builds all the tension and momentum you'll ever need. Okay, so we've got our big picture structure down. Now let's zoom in a bit. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the words themselves, the actual art of writing. Look, let's be real. In a world where it feels like everyone is talking about the exact same things, just having a good topic isn't going to cut it. You need what's called a story lens. It's your unique angle, your specific spin. It's like a prism. The topic might be a plain beam of light, but your lens is what breaks it into a whole new, unique spectrum of colors. Here's a great example. Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. The common, crowded lens was, what is she wearing, or how is she reacting? But a truly unique lens was, what is the massive business impact she's having on the NFL? See, that's a story that very few people were telling. That's how you create a category of one for yourself. All right, next up is something called rhythm. This one's a little more subtle, but it's so important. It's the subconscious music of your writing. It's less about what you say and all about how the words feel when someone hears them. Our brains are just wired to love that natural ebb and flow. There's this amazing quote from an author named Gary Provost that just explains it perfectly. Just listen to this. This sentence has 5 words. Here are 5 more words. 5-word sentences are fine, but several together become monotonous. Listen to what is happening. The writing is getting boring. The sound of it drones. It's like a stuck record. The ear demands some variety. Now listen. I vary the sentence length and I create music. Music. The writing sings. See what he did there? It's brilliant. So here's the takeaway. Literally open up your script document and just look at it. Does the text look like a neat, predictable block, a brick wall? Or does it have a jagged, unpredictable edge, like a city skyline? That visual difference is exactly what your audience feels subconsciously. You're not just writing words, you're writing music. Okay, you've got your structure, you've got your script. The final piece of this puzzle is delivery. How do you actually bring that story to life and really, truly connect with your audience? It all comes down to tone. Think about the all-time greats, people like Emma Chamberlain, Casey Neistat, even Steve Jobs on stage. They all have this masterful conversational tone. It completely breaks down that wall between them and you. It stops feeling like you're being talked at and starts feeling like you're just talking. Now, I'm not gonna lie, getting that tone right takes practice. It's the 100-rep rule. You just have to do it. But here's a little hack to speed things up: the close friend technique. As you write, and especially as you film, pretend you're talking to one specific friend. And I mean literally. Get a photo of that friend and tape it to your camera lens. It tricks your brain. It shifts you from talking at a camera to talking with a person. And finally, let's talk about the hook. Those first few seconds are everything. So how do you make yours better? The absolute key is to signal your topic immediately. None of those vague, clickbaity teasers like, "You'll never guess the one mistake all creators make." Just get straight to the point. Tell them what it's about. But listen, here is the real secret. Your visual hook is actually more important than your audio hook. Why? Because our eyes process information way, way faster than our ears. So if your video is about strawberries, don't just say it. Show a big, juicy strawberry right away. The viewer will understand the topic with their eyes before your first word even registers in their brain. Always show, then tell. Whew. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground, right? From the big picture blueprint all the way down to the tiny details of delivery. Let's wrap this all up in one simple, actionable checklist. So here they are, the 6 keys. 1. Direction. Start at the end. 2. The dance. Use but and therefore to create momentum. 3. Story lenses. Find your unique angle. 4. Rhythm. Vary your sentence length to create music. 5. Tone. Talk with your audience, not at them. And 6. The hook. Show, then tell. So there you have it. This isn't just some abstract theory. It is a practical, step-by-step blueprint for you to use right now. So the only real question is, which one of these techniques are you going to master first?